Real quick, you may be wondering, how does one go from totally hitting the brakes and going through a whole bunch of adversity for 5 years in a row, literally losing everything that you've ever built from 6 and 7 figures to nothing at all, and then rebuilding yourself to become a global master trainer of what will be a Fortune 500 right now publicly traded company? If you really want to know the secret sauce to that, you're going to want to stick with me. This is the ME Show.
All eyes on me, who is he? Man, you better come get your girl dog. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me MVIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be. All eyes on me, all eyes on the prize. Money supersized, G5 super fly, should be supervised. Do or die, open up your eyes, head to the sky. Keep a mean bad mommy on the side. Make a tsunami, kamikaze on the mind. Spit flow, paparazzi flash shine, get dough. Champagne, Merlot, cash and tango. In the VIP, now she wanna touch her ankle. Get low, mueve mami como el dembow. All eyes on me, peeping through the window. Get mine, get yours, believe it or not. In the meantime, I'ma keep my eyes on the top. All eyes on me, drinks on me, girls on me, on the dance floor. All eyes on me, who is he? Man, you better come get your girl dog. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be.
All eyes on me. Indeed, Ali Madawi here, your strategic partner. I focus on struggling entrepreneurs to leverage social media and the digital space to create brand equity and revenue. And if you are an entrepreneur, you came here in the right place. I got a story to tell you. See, about 2.5 years ago, I was a president of a company and I invested everything into that company. I'm talking about a lot of zeros. And what ended up happening in that company, we made it to the top. And then the partnership that I had was with the wrong people. Bad judgment on my end, but we lost everything. And you had to rebuild all over again. And got out of that company. It was a social media training platform, in case you were wondering. And my wife and I decided, let's just get back to what we do: coach, train, speak on the different platforms across the world. And we started kind of getting back to where we were. And by the grace of God, I get a phone call from what at the time was a potential client that we were pursuing by the name of Jimmy Ezel, who has his travel company called Trip Valet. And Jimmy Ezel says, I got a legacy move for you. And I was like, oh, another one. Okay, what's up? And he shares with me this concept, entrepreneurial community. We get to sponsor kids. We get to do all this stuff. And I didn't know what I didn't know, but there was something about him and the focus that was on sponsoring kids and creating an entrepreneur community grabbed my attention. In any case, almost 4 months of reevaluating the whole conversation and evaluating each other, we've come to the agreement that, hey, this is actually a good move and we should go full force with it. Well, in July of 2019, we started kind of putting ideas together and created a Facebook group. That's how literally the whole thing started. In August of 2019, we moved forward and pre-launched the company live from Mexico, and there were 4 of us in that Facebook Live. In November of 2019, we went back to Mexico for the official launch, and we brought 50 people with us in that event that today I stand before you that developed in 6 different continents. That's right. 6 different continents that has over 5,000 people that we are working with to start, scale, or totally maximize their potential in whatever business that you may have or may be in. But at the same time, we just celebrated last week that we are a publicly traded company, and yours truly, this is the blessing in disguise. Through all this time that, put your head down and just go to work, shut up and go to work. Don't worry about it. Just go to work. It doesn't matter if it's not as fruitful. Just go to work. It doesn't matter if you don't have that many zeros on that check. Just go to work. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Serve people, deliver the message, help people. That today, my face, my name, this is the small wins, right? Happens to be on a press release of a publicly traded company. Showed it to my family. I'm probably going to wrap some gifts with it. And I share this with you that at times, at the very beginning of your journey, or when you're trying to make a comeback, things are going to look broken. Things are going to look bad. Things are not working out. And as long as you're willing to trust the process and the business partners, assuming they are the right ones, and God has blessed me with the right people in my life, I've never ever been more aligned with the right people to develop something that will stand time, to develop something that is absolutely revolutionary, something that helped me build my brand. This very same thing that you're looking at in here. Something that helped me to have an audiobook that we just released, by the way, this Friday, and so far over 5,000 downloads, to be able to write on a brand new book that I'm working on right now, to be able to rebrand and recreate myself, to have a podcast that is aired in 16 different countries. Just today, by the way, shout out to Ranking MLM, one of the top magazines and digital platforms in Europe, have featured me in one of their articles today, and I'll share all this stuff on the comment in a little bit. Now, why am I sharing this with you? It doesn't matter how bad things may be looking when you are trying to develop yourself, and people might not pay attention. People might not even engage. The interesting thing is that for a full year that I reached out to people that I seeked to do business with, oh, I'm busy, I don't have time for this. No, I'm good. I'm happy with what I'm doing. For whatever reason, in the last 2 weeks, things have flipped. I'm getting more phone calls to be featured on more different platforms and to be working with more individuals. Trust the process. Trust the system. It's not going to happen overnight. God doesn't give you something unless you're ready for it. And I know you're probably looking at the sky and saying, I'm ready, give it to me already. But you have to trust the process. And I'm here to tell you, you have to go through the list of adversity. It is part of your growth. And until you get a check mark next to every single bit of adversity and identify your identity as the role that you have within your community, as the superhero of your own self, you're not going to make it far. And I don't share that to be pessimist or negative. I share that just to make sure you make the proper adjustments. Don't look for easy work. Don't look for someone to hand you a little bit of help, or if you're network marketing, someone to give you a business member or give you a customer. Work. Don't look for somebody to, edify you. Work. Don't look for somebody to give you all the marketing tools. Work. Your company is not the reason you're going to be successful. Work. Your customer packages or your promo is not the reason that you're going to be successful. Work. It is 100% work. I've put in 16 hours every single day for the last year and a half to celebrate this very same moment. Work. That is the only thing that will create the success that you want to have. Yes, there's a lot of different ways. As I say, there's a million ways to $1 million. But work is the only way that will develop the success that you want to have. Other than that, you're lying to yourself. Other than that, you're pretending to be an entrepreneur or a wantapreneur. Other than that, you don't belong in entrepreneurship. You need someone to give you guidance and direction and give you a checklist. And it's okay if it's a job. That's not a knock. I had a job and I loved it until a point that I didn't love it anymore and I want to change. I'm privileged that in the first quarter of 2021, we're going to be able to help people get jobs. That's right. Ali Madawi is going to be helping people to get jobs across the world at no cost, by the way. It's an honor and privilege to bring the smiles and the opportunities to people. In Q1 of 2021, Ali Madawi is going to be working on his biggest initiatives of creating 10,000 millionaires. Are you going to be one of those? I don't know. Work. If you don't have work ethic, none of this matters. If you don't have work ethic, it doesn't matter how much I tell you and how great you think you are and how great I can inspire you to be. Work, 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 work. Stop looking for easy. Stop looking for a shortcut. Stop looking for the quickest way to $5,000 or $10,000 a month. It is work. That's the quickest way. Period. Don't buy into the hype. Work, work, work. I think my message was clear today. What's the one word that I said a lot more than anything else? Could you entertain me in the comments? I think it starts with W and it ends with K. And it kind of rhymes with like twerk. I'll let you figure that one out. So here's the thing. I'm going to drop on the comments a lot of different publications, including the publicly traded initiatives, including the latest episode of the podcast, including your free copy of the audiobook itself, including my website and all the value that you have in it. There's nothing for you to buy. Everything that I'm putting out there is free, 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 free. There's a reason for that. You will see the value, and then we can talk about how we can do business and make $10,000 a day together, not a month. Cool? I appreciate you and love you. Go to work. That is today's message. Have a blessed day, everybody.